Hello guys, I'm Simon, and as Jacob said, ChatGPT is great, and yeah, it has basically hundreds of millions of users, and the question is, how can we get that to Europe? Because as great as ChatGPT is, there's a big threat, which is the US Cloud Act, actually. Just last year, the chief of Microsoft from France admitted that all the data, even if it's on European data centers, still goes to the US. So no matter what service you use right now, even if it's Mistral, behind of that is a hyperscaler, which is owned by a big US company. And that means that even if you think your data is safe, because it runs on European servers, it's really not, because in the end, it goes to the US as well. To fix that, we built an AI platform. Yeah, but I mean, it's easier said than done. But where most struggle, like Mistral or actually the German one, you know, which no one ever really used because it got 600 million in funding and exactly. So, but not a lot of people know it actually because there's not really a use case for it right now. So, but it basically failed because it tried to build their own models. They tried to build their own infrastructure. And so what we did is we used what's already available. For example, Infercom, which has the open weight models, which are already trained, and has the infrastructure to run them. So all these billions of dollars, we didn't need them because it already existed. And there are lots of other different data centers which are usable in Europe, but which are lacking the software layer on top of it to make it usable. So what we did is we combined the infrastructure with the open weight models and built all the things that ChatGPT has on top of it. The tools, the convenient chat interface. We built even code execution. We did all of it. And maybe next slide. So in the end, we got 4 products. First of all, the chat, which you all know and use daily, probably, where you can just chat with the model. And for people that want to integrate AI in their product, we also have an inference service. But it's not competing with stuff like Infercom, but it's actually complementary because what we did is we built all the things that ChatGPT has, like tools, or you have the PDF to Markdown pipelines, which you would normally build yourself, but we already integrated that into our product. So you can do all the different things which you can do with the ChatGPT API, but fully European. And we also have the MeliusHub, which is basically OpenRouter, but for Europe, where you have all the different providers. And for any model, you have multiple data centers. For example, ChatGPT OSS 120B, we have 8 different data centers. And even if one would go down, you have still 7 left. And yeah, to complement that, we built Melious Kit, where anyone here could build their own tools to use with our infrastructure. Okay.
Like Simon already said, we are building our platform based on what already exists. And therefore, we looked for inference providers in Europe that already have the infrastructure and where we can host models or use their inference service, and we built the layer on top. And of course, you want similar performance to what's already there. Maybe, we don't want to use services from ChatGPT, from Anthropic, which are currently have the leading AI models. So what we do is we build our engine, and that's a system which uses benchmarks of models to automatically select the best one for the task you put in. And at the same time, we use context engineering and prompt engineering to enrich the user request with data that is necessary to reply in a way that you expect. Yeah, that's how we can compete with ChatGPT, but based on what's existing in Europe. And yeah, currently is actually the perfect time for this, because there's the open weight models are catching up quite quickly. You may have heard of Kimi K2.5. It's pretty close to the latest cloud models, actually. Yeah, there's a big political interest in making Europe sovereign, and there's also big regulatory pressure on European companies that have to fulfill European law, and that's who we are for. We basically build a solution for all people in Europe who need sovereign AI.
Okay, so basically, I know what you're thinking. So, okay, these guys can talk whatever they want, but when will they deliver? So, what we told you right now isn't just a concept. We already built it. And we will actually go live this month. And maybe I can show you. Basically, what we built something for everyone. If you're a developer and want to integrate AI into your product, we have the MeliusHub, where you can browse all the different open weight models available in Europe. For example, GPTO's S120B. Can you pull that up? And if you scroll down there, you can see that there are all the different providers. For example, Infercom, which provides the fastest infrastructure in Europe right now. But there are also many more, which we can always fail over if something would happen, which never happened before till launch. Yeah. But yeah, we have it for all the other models as well, which are not available on Infercom yet, but hopefully will be soon. And for the people that don't want to integrate AI in the product, we also have the chat. And it works exactly like you would expect the chat to work. And you can also yeah, pull up the model list, chat with all the different open weight models from Europe. But yeah, it's really much. But to basically make that more simple, we also have a mode that selects the best model for you. And we don't stop at LLMs. We also have image generation models where you can basically do all the workloads you would do with US infrastructure, but fully European. And we also have the tools to build upon us, and maybe you can open the blueprint editor. You can basically build your own agents and all the tools on top of us and build your own specialized solution, but fully European. And so basically all the companies and all the startups can build upon our software infrastructure and use the hardware infrastructure from, for example, Infercom to do an AI product, but fully European. So we have two different ways to use our software. First, you have the subscription. So really basic. You can either buy for your team multiple licenses, or you can buy one for yourself as a B2C customer, and then you can get access to the chat, but also the API, which is all included in the subscription. But if you want to go further than that, you can also use us pay as you go, like you would for any other service. But you have one centralized billing, so you charge up credits on our platform and can use all the different models, all the different infrastructure and all the different tools which we build, but all from one account basically.